What do we call the show on Friday? Morning Joe and the Schmo. I'm the Joe. That man right there is the Schmo, but I love him. He's my partner. Co-founder of WagerTalk.com, a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and bend down, show us your hat, and a Penguins fan. I'm the Prez. He's Marco D'Angelo, and you're watching the last episode of Morning Joe and the Pro of this week. Next week's a big week, Marco. Let's set it up a little bit. Talk about what's going on at WagerTalk.com. I got no promos. I'm sure you have a couple. And then we'll get into 4 games, 2 for tonight, 2 for tomorrow. Next week we're gonna do a Monday baseball preview show and a Tuesday baseball preview show. So there will be 3 shows on Monday and Tuesday: Morning Joe, Puck Time, and the baseball preview show. As well, Marco, I'm in the works. I'm talking to all my people.
Yeah.
We just had a chat. And I'm going to be doing a daily baseball show.
Wow.
Yeah. You going to co-host it with me, or are you too lazy?
I'll be around for some. Prez, you forget there is somebody down here in Vegas that does, take care of a lot of things for you. Radio
which is
shows,
why I
videos.
don't ask Brian Leonard to do anything, because he's so busy.
Yeah, that's it. That's right. Oh, by the way, you're welcome for me filling in for you last week. You started
and you
the
know
show
what? I
called-
watched it. I watched it, and I liked it. You did a great job, Marco. I mean, you're a better guest than a host.
You should have opened with that.
You're a better guest than a host. Okay. Morning Joe and the Pro. It's Friday. Marco, my brother, a big thanks for stepping in last week, Thursday and Friday. An outstanding job. I feel like you're a better guest than a host, but it was a 7.2 out of 10.
Okay. I know you like small ratings.
I went 1-1 yesterday in college hoops. I got a 5% play up at WagerTalk tonight. I'm rolling in my 5% plays. It is one of the late games. I went 18-7 last year in the madness. Please, guys, make sure to head over to WagerTalk.com. My 5% play, that's the feature play of the night, in my opinion. Marco, if I recall, you killed it yesterday, right?
3-0 to get the March Madness started. We had nice winners, and I've got a special code. Guys, this is the time to buy an all-access package because there's plays coming out all day long. We had 3 yesterday. We're going to have at least 3 today, maybe 4. And what we've got is 7 days, normally $119, Perez. You can get it for $79. Just use Marco79. That's Marco79. Pick up 7 days for $79. We're ready to roll, man.
That's $10 less than I offered my 7 days for yesterday. Are you just worth less than me?
I didn't realize that's what you offered yours for yesterday, but if I did know it, I would have just did it $1 less just to piss you off.
Oh, no, that doesn't piss me off. You should have done it $1 more.
No, I got to undercut you. Come on, Prez.
Okay, brother.
You understand that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Lots of stuff going on at Wager Talk, dude. And, don't sleep on the NBA or hockey right now. I'm on a 5-2 hockey run. Alex is winning. Andrew is winning at sportsmemo.com. We do have puck time today. There are only 2 games. And don't forget the NBA, guys. I know we're all about the madness right now. But the bottom line is the NBA, Teddy is rolling, and I am on a 9-2 NBA run. So, yeah, there are other sports going on. And, Marco, are you betting any preseason?
Preseason baseball? No. I don't do preseason baseball. Our buddy Brian, he is somebody that does do preseason baseball, and he's done well. So you could, follow him for preseason. But it'll all be starting very soon for real, and we'll be ready to go. But right now, our focus is on March Madness and getting to the finish line. We've had a great college basketball season, and we want to finish it on a great note.
Oh, shit, I forgot to tape.
You didn't.
Washington against Utah tonight. Number 9 against number 8. We saw number 9 play number 8 yesterday. If I recall, it did not go well for the number 8 seed, but really, I mean, what the hell is the difference between number 9 and number 8? Utah State, brother, this team is on an absolute tear coming in to the madness. They haven't lost a game in ages, and they even put up a 100 against Colorado State. Washington, they've lost 2 of their last 4 games, but look, I mean, they're doing okay. I mean, both teams, there's a reason they're an 8 and 9 seed. We have Utah at -3.5 tonight. The over and under is 135. Even though Utah has shown the ability to score, I lean on the under here, Marco, and I like the dog a little. Where are you going?
I'm going with the total, buddy, but I'm going in the first half total with this game. And here's why. First of all, you talk about Washington and this being an 8-9 matchup. It's an 8-9 matchup because the Pac-12 was horrid this year. Nobody in the Pac-12 really impressed me. And for Utah State, they're coming out of the Mountain West Conference, and the Mountain West Conference doesn't get any notoriety. Nevada was the top team most of the year. Utah State beat them at the end of the year and then ended up winning the conference tournament. And ever since they beat Nevada in that second meeting, this team has had a different swagger to them. And I like them here. And the reason I like the under is because both teams are defensive teams. The reason Washington did so well in the Pac-12 is they do play defense. And the coach there, Mike Hopkins, is a disciple of Jim Boeheim, with that vaunted 2-3 Syracuse zone. When you haven't faced that, it's tough to crack that at the beginning, and that's the success that Washington had with the teams in the Pac-12. So they will give Utah State some trouble in the beginning of this game as they're trying to attack that. But on the flip side, Utah State is a top 10 defensive ball club. So they're going to slow down a Washington team that down the stretch struggled 3 of their last 4 games, Prez, 33, 39, and 33% from the field. Now, why am I going first half instead of full game? Well, teams generally come out a little tight at the beginning of the game. You're in a new venue, and both of these teams had to travel a long distance for this game, so they won't have a big fan base. And the fact that when you're in a new arena like this, those first games, those Thursday and Friday games, a lot of times you'll see low scoring first halves because they're adjusting to the sight lines. All of that adds up to me going under 62.5 first half, Washington, Utah State.
He's Marco D'Angelo, and I'm the Prez. We're both co-founders of WagerTalk.com. We own SportsMemo.com, and we run, with the help of Johnny Detroit, the #1 handicapping channel on YouTube, WagerTalk TV. Check us out, guys. I do 2 shows a day, Puck Time and Morning Joe and the Pro. Marco does the Betting First Look. It's around a 1977 style show.
Hey,
you send out cassettes, right?
You better watch your ass, because now I know how to do these because I downloaded the program and everything. I'm coming for you.
But you know the funny thing is, Marco, you'll never, ever do a show that will outdo mine. But
it's
together,
I don't talk about some of the subjects that you talk about.
Well,
on
the
I'm
listeners,
a professional.
Dude, I got a BJ last night. Like, I got a massage table. I lay back, had my okay. I need a moment. Okay. What I was saying was, a show with the 2 of us will always be better than a show separate.
Oh,
so don't come for me, Marco.
Well, I will come to you as one of my guests whenever I do a show.
No, we should be co-hosting together and having a third person every day. That's what we should be doing. I know everybody wants it to be.
Who's going to get a word in edgewise if we put a third person in there?
Neither of you two. St. Louis. Number 13 seed, 23-12, playing the number 4 seed, Virginia Tech, 24-8. Virginia Tech's a big number here, minus 10.5. We had Ralph on this show on Tuesday, and he spoke about these minus double digits in the first round of the madness over the last X number of years, and it really hasn't gone well for them. I mean, look, we saw Kentucky cover yesterday at double digits. We saw Gonzaga lay the smackdown like a smackdown has never been laid before. But, you know, we also saw Michigan State barely be able to get out. Here we have another situation where Virginia Tech is minus 10.5. The over and under is super low in this game, largely because St. Louis is really going to struggle to score here. I mean, I honestly think they're going to be lucky to put up 55. I like the favorite in this game, Marco.
I agree. I like the favorite as well. And the reason I like the favorite, and one of those things that I'll point out about the Michigan State and why they struggled, is Michigan State, although they're one of the top teams in the country, they were coming off round 3 against Michigan in the Big Ten championship game on Sunday. When you play your arch rival and you beat them for the 3rd straight time and win the Big Ten title, I think that had to take a little bit out of the gas tank for them. We also saw it. They weren't as big of a favorite, but you saw the same situation with Auburn yesterday. They ran through the SEC Conference Championship. Was the surprise winner there is it wasn't Kentucky and it wasn't Tennessee. Well, guess what? That's what you got with St. Louis here. This is a team that ran through their conference tournament. They beat Dayton. They beat Richmond, Dayton, and then Davidson. You had St. Bonaventure in the championship game. I don't know what they can have left in the tank. 4 games in 4 days, and they're going to go up against one of the better defenses in the country. I'm laying the wood with Virginia Tech here.
I laid some wood last night, Marco.
Little wood.
Well, yeah, I took Syracuse -2. That was a little wood. Lost.
Yeah. Okay.
I took Kansas minus
that's
7.5.
the only little wood you had?
I took Kansas minus 7.5. Won. Let's talk about tomorrow, dude, because there's 2 games that are of interest to me, and I'll tell you why. Teddy and I were talking on Monday. One of the best angles to bet in the second round of college basketball. Good teams, favored by a lot, squeaking out a miracle win, and then going on a run. And we see it every single year. Now, Auburn is not...
It's called up the wake-up call.
Yeah. I had a good wake-up call this morning, Marco. Auburn is not a great team, and nor were they favored by a lot. But, I mean, my God, did they get lucky getting out of that game alive. You know, in this spot, we're supposed to be all over Auburn. They had their wake-up call. They're now going to come to play. And they are favored slightly, -2 against Kansas. Here's my issue with this game. I want to be on Auburn. I think we're going to see a better effort out of Auburn. I just feel like Kansas is the better team right now. And I want the points. So going against what Teddy and I spoke about on Monday, I'm all over the Jayhawks tomorrow, brother.
No, you're wrong.
I'm allowed to be wrong.
It's Auburn in this. With Kansas, this is a team that this is not a vintage Kansas team.
No, agreed.
We saw them struggle, and for the first time in 15 years, they weren't the Big 12 champion, regular season champ. Then they actually got a chance to get it done in the Big 12 championship game as far as the conference goes. That would have been ironic to win the tournament the year that you don't win, the title for the first time in 15 years. But Iowa State took them pillar to post in that game. And if you really look at the wins that they had, come on, Kansas beat West Virginia to get to the championship game. West Virginia was absolute trash this year. This is a team that was decimated by injuries. They played a lot of freshmen late in the season. Now, that's nothing new for Kansas, Prez, because this is a team that every year they've got a huge turnover. It's the one and done.
Yes.
But this year, the freshmen that are playing right now had to come in mid-season because of injuries. This wasn't the freshman that they wanted to plan the season with. And so they've got a big learning curve. They have gotten better. I will agree with you that as the season has progressed, but they're not to the level of Auburn out of the SEC. And Auburn was that team that I said yesterday, they still were a little bit in the clouds from that big win over Tennessee on Sunday to win the SEC. You see the real Auburn team. You'll see the real Kansas team. And the comparison between the two, there's nothing. And look at it. Auburn's the favorite here. Kansas is the big name in basketball when they're the dog. Why? And you saw the early number go from 1 to 2. The sharp money come in on Auburn. That's where my money is. Auburn wins this one.
Good job, Marco. Good job. Nicely done. Good analysis. Rock solid. Did you eat this morning?
You know what? I haven't. All I've had is a cup of Joe because I'm the schmo.
Michigan State, brother. Here's another team. I mean, look, they won. I bet Michigan State very large last night in the second half, -11. They covered by 1 for me. It was my second largest bet of the day yesterday. My largest bet of the day was actually Kansas. And then, stupidly, I bet Kansas in the second half with no line value against the original line, but I won that too. The Northeastern was just no match. But second half Michigan State bet was my big bet, and I'll be honest, I fluked that out. I mean, these two teams were, right there. Michigan State, there was rumblings that they were going to lose that game. And then they finally got it together. Minnesota with a huge win yesterday as well. Here we go again, a Michigan State team, a potential Final Four team, a potential championship team, getting out with the skin of their teeth, having their wake-up call. But now they're -10 against a pesky Minnesota team, brother. Over and under is 142. I mean, my gut right off the bat is on the under in this game. I want to take Michigan State. I just don't think they deserve 10 points.
Well, here's the problem with this one. I was all set, as I'm watching the game yesterday, and Michigan State is, floundering around there, saying, boy, they're going to escape with the win. I want to get them in the next game.
Right.
And I run to the bracket to see who they're going to play. And then I'll be honest with you. Am I allowed to swear on here? I said, fuck, they're playing Minnesota, a team from the Big Ten, a team that they already smacked twice this year. And that just tapers my enthusiasm to Michigan State. But I'll tell you what, all you had to see yesterday, did you see Tom Izzo go off on his player yesterday?
Dude, that scowl was unbelievable.
I mean, he was his finger in the face on the court, and then they go into the huddle, and he's at him again. This team is going to come out. They're going to be focused. What I might think about here might be the better play. Yes, sir, you got it, buddy, because they've already beaten this team so bad the first two that if they get that big lead at halftime, they might get a little complacent in the second half.
Yeah.
First half is the way to go with this one. Take Michigan State. They're going to come out. And I'll tell you what else you can do. A lot of the books out here have a lot of these prop bets. I did one yesterday. I was hanging out with a couple of our friends of WagerTalk. Buster was in town, was hanging out watching with him. Our good buddy Chris, Buster's friend, your friend, got some stories on you yesterday as well. Appreciated hearing some of those.
God, I really hope you didn't send me the food bill with the three of you guys. What's that, 800 pounds sitting at a table? And you're the skinny one?
Yeah. Brian Leonard was there too.
Oh, golly. Tell me Ralph was there and you literally ate the entire restaurant.
No, but we could have ate the entire food budget for WagerTalk.
Yeah, no doubt.
So what an offensive line that would be. Me, Brian, Buster, throw in Chris. What do you think?
Well, I think none of you would be able to move. Yeah, I think you would be terrible.
No food bill yesterday. You're safe. You wipe the sweat off your forehead because I know you're sweating that one.
Okay, listen. As Carm would say, listen. Gonzaga -13 feels like the best bet of the day tomorrow, but I have not fully gone through and taken these games apart. We don't need to talk about that game, but Baylor's point guard, I'd be surprised if he makes it out of bed today. That was a really gutsy effort by him, Mason. He's going to be an utter mess tomorrow. And Baylor was hitting shots all day yesterday. Minus 13 for the Zags, I know, but I just feel like it's not. This bet is not only on Gonzaga. I feel like Baylor's going to crash land.
Good possibility. And, it is tough going against that Boeheim defense. And they were able, and the only way you can beat that is shoot over the top of it. They had a good game. And can they do that 2 games in a row? And they'll be facing a different type of team. And the big difference between Syracuse and Gonzaga, obviously Syracuse strong on the defensive end, but not strong on the offensive end. Gonzaga, this is just an offensive juggernaut. They got so many weapons.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I got to say one thing, and I know you got to go. You got a horse race starting in a few minutes. Syracuse, firstly, what the hell would the Sun pick that university to go to is utterly beyond me. I mean, sons should not want to be coached by their dads. Sons should not want to be fucking sorority women at a school where their dads are. Sons should not even want to be anywhere near their bloody dad at that age. And this kid is playing for his freaking dad. Put all that aside. Boeheim runs 4 up and 1 in the paint. That's his defense, right?
He runs the 2-3 zone a lot. The 2-3 zone.
If you watched yesterday, they laid 4 out up high and they put 1 in the paint. Do you know who he chose to put in the paint?
His son?
No. I don't know the guy's name. He's number 21. He's whiter than snow. He's skinnier than a pepperoni stick. And he might be the shortest guy on the floor. I'm like sitting there with my girl. I had to say, Viv, stop. I need you to come up and take a look at the TV. Why is he picking this skinny white guy to stand in the paint? What is this guy going to do?
I'm just, does Vivian watch any of these videos?
Yeah, she does.
Did she just shake her head in like, why, Prez? Why?
Viv, it's just 2 more minutes.
Oh, Prez. Let's get out of here while we still have a little dignity.
I love you, big man. Hey, and your horse won last week.
Tuesday. Won on Tuesday, yes. But full disclosure, I fucked up big time. The horse went off 3-5, knew it was going to happen. So I didn't hit the all button. I didn't wheel her in the try, and I didn't wheel her in the super. The 2 longest shots on the board ran 2nd and 3rd. The trifecta, my horse won by open lengths. I mean, it was a walk in the park.
Full-on Secretariat style.
And the trifecta paid $1,000, and the superfecta paid $6,000. And all I had to do was hit the wheel button, and I did not. And I have been kicking myself all week. That's a nice little vacation. That's take a little cruise with, the missus. Thanks to the horse that happens to be my wife's namesake, Sin City Lori, which you'll like this one. And this is something you would say, Prez, because you're freaking rubbing off on me. The horse that she came out of, Sin City Lori, was my best mare all time. This is a homebred. I had the mother and everything. Cat and Mouse. The horse Cat and Mouse was spelled with a K, K-A-T. My first wife, as you know, who passed away 11 years ago, her name was Kathy. And I named that horse for her, Cat and Mouse. That horse made $270,000 for me. I told Lori when I named this one Sin City Lori, I said, I know how competitive you women are. The number's 270,000. You got to beat. Go.
And on that note, Morning Joe is over. Good luck at your horse races. Good luck on your bets tonight. Make sure to use that promo code MD79 over at WagerTalk.com. And dude, we'll see you on Monday or Tuesday. I'm still working out the schedule for our baseball preview show.
Bye.